and measurements. If you have wounds, or did you have preventative measures in place? What are their Braden scores? Do you have orders for each location? Okay, are they being measured weekly? Okay, same thing for everything that's on these tools. We have 2 pages of them. So you're going to be looking at your dialysis residents. Okay, do they have the communication sheets completed? Are they missing medications? Because I found that frequently. You have dialysis residents, and because they're not in the facility, they're missing a lot of their medications. So remember, you need to make sure that everything is around the dialysis, especially when it comes to outside services such as sight, oral, hearing and vision. They need to make sure that they have a system in place so that that they're not constantly being missed when these services come into the building. Incidents and accidents. Okay, you had falls. Was the care plan updated? Is the intervention in place? Did you go and check to make sure that the intervention was in place? More importantly, does your staff know about what intervention is in place? Is it appropriate for the resident? Or is the BIMS appropriate for the resident to even be educated or be able to carry out that task? So it's not just about labeling things on here. I really want you to start working the processes. Here, I put the census and PPD. Okay, why? Because we're having so many staffing issues. All right, so you always need to be aware of that census. You need to be aware of the PPD. And then I put checkbox here. Okay, so this is a little bit different from 2020, 2021. So I keep trying to improve it to make it more functional for the nurse leaders. You want to make sure you're having your rounding. Okay, what did you identify in your rounding? Morning clinical. All right, morning clinical is not an option. Okay, you have to have morning clinical, and if you don't have morning clinical, then you need to have someone at least read in that 24-hour report. Checking emails. All right, learn how to prioritize your emails. Make sure you check them the same time every day, a couple times a day, but don't get in the habit of living in your emails, living in your computer. Then you're going to have like your lunch break. Oh my gosh, yes. I'm always going to promote self-care for us, okay? We are like a car, okay? If we do not keep it maintained, then we're going to burn out. Okay, so we can't constantly go, go, go. We need to fuel ourselves, which is our food, hydrate. All right, the only good you're going to do and be for the others is how well you take care of yourself. All right, and then your daily staffing meeting. Okay, you have to have those daily staff meetings. I do have a notebook coming out next month, and you're going to have a daily staffing portion in there to make sure that you really are not working in a facility. Okay, my goal is to make sure DONs have that work-life balance. I don't believe in working from home. I don't believe in DONs working on the weekend. So whatever it is that you need to do when it gets to your administrator for you to have time off, then you need to do that. That clinical stand down, all right? So you had a great morning clinical, right? You found everything. You wrote everything down on your follow-up sheet. Now what? All right, what are you going to do with that? And how are you going to know it's done? All right, so you need to have, just like you have morning clinical, you need to make sure you have clinical stand down because that's the follow through. Okay, it's not just getting information out there. You want to make sure you get it back. Okay, and that's an important piece of the puzzle when it comes to being a nurse leader. You can delegate all you want and say, oh, I told so-and-so to do it, but guess what? If you don't check it off that they have done it, not only have they done it, but they've done it correctly, then it's not done, okay? And then that's essentially things that I want you to make sure that you're doing every day. And then at the end of the month, bam, okay, we got the QA tool, all right? And you're going to talk about your weights, your falls, any types of abuse allegations, infections, and wounds. And that's why I say this planner isn't just good for the DON, it's an excellent resource for your managers. Because remember, all right, as DONs, as nurse leaders, you want to grow your team, okay? Whether they grow and stay with you or whether you groom them so that they can then be a future DON. Okay, the only way they can do that is by effectively managing their unit. So if they can manage a unit, then they can perhaps be a DON. If they can't manage a unit, which is all the things that you know do as a DON, then it won't be able to be a successful DON in the future. All right, so start thinking it like that. Have your unit managers be DONs of their unit. All right, and that's how you are able to, for one, maintain compliance, but two, achieve the best outcomes for the facility. Okay, it's not a one-man show when it comes to being a DON. Everybody has a certain part that they have to play in order to achieve the best outcome for the residents to improve one, quality of care, two, quality of life. All right, but don't forget, the more that your staff know, the more confident they become as well. All right, the other thing that comes with the planner, of course, we still have the stickers, all right, to go along with our planners to keep us on track with everything. All right, so systems are here for you so that you can be successful. Definitely visit my website, Welcome to Long-Term Care, so that you can get this planner. And this one will be out July of this year. And it also is in a download form. Okay, so if you didn't want to get hard copy like this, you can always put it in a binder. All right, so I just wanted to get that information on the DON planner, guys, and I will see you soon.